What's up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, taking a look ahead at everything that you can expect for the up and coming week. So if you want to find out more about the brand new VOW Disciple Challenge, all the weekly rituals, challenges and seasonal challenges, and more importantly what tests has available for Bright Dust this week, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 60% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed, so be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This week in week 6 we see a brand new VOW Disciple raid challenge. This can be found over in the Caretaker encounter, and this week's challenge is called Base Information. Now as things currently stand, we aren't 100% sure exactly what the requirements of this challenge is. However, it could be linked to the amount of guardians that are required to collect symbols and enter them into the obelisk through each phase. So with that in mind, are we likely to see a raid challenge that requires all members of the fire team to collect symbols and enter them into the obelisk throughout the course of the encounter? It's entirely possible, but as always guys, be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now on the subject of raid challenges and moving on to the Vault of Glass, we have a new raid challenge for the up and coming week. This can be found over in the Oracles encounter, and this one is called the Only Oracles for You. Now to get this challenge done, players cannot destroy the same oracle more than once. So with that in mind, a great coordinated team and excellent communication will help you get this challenge done. If you can successfully nail it, you'll get access to an extra raid chest and also the Praedis Revenge, which is the exclusive raid challenge weapon for this week. If you can get it done on the master difficulty, you'll also be able to get your hands on the time loss version of this weapon, which grants additional perks in the second and third column. So as always, if you're still looking for the god roll for the Praedis Revenge, then be sure to jump to the Vault of Glass and get that challenge done this week. Now moving on from the raid challenges and over to Dares of Eternity, and we have some new loot available in the up and coming week. As for armor this week, you'll be able to get your hands on the Braytex suit set. This was originally available back in Warmind, so if you're new to Destiny and haven't got your hands on this for your transmog collection, then this has a chance to drop throughout the course of the encounter or upon activity completion. And the other armor set available this week is the Lost Pacific suit set. This is the original armor set for Titan in Destiny 2 Vanilla. So once again, if you're still filling out that transmog collection, then any of these armor pieces can drop during the course of the activity. But if it's not armor that you're looking for and you're looking for weapons to chase, there's a massive loot pool available this week. Primarily it's made up of weapons from Season of Arrivals, and this includes some of the Ikelos weapons too. In terms of the weapons, we have the First In Last Out shotgun, the Lonesome Sidearm, the Gnawing Hunger auto rifle, the Night Watch scout rifle, the main ingredient fusion rifle, the Ikelos SMG, the Long Shadow sniper, the Steel Sybil sword, Toil and Trouble shotgun, the Last Perdition pulse, the Wishbringer shotgun, the grenade launcher that nobody uses, the Last Dance sidearm, and also the Ikelos sniper rifle. There are some immensely strong weapons in there this week, so if you're still looking for random rolls on these weapons, then make sure to jump into Dares of Eternity to get your hands on them. Now moving on to some of the weekly challenges, we have a new weekly mission for the up and coming week. This is the Ritual mission, which is actually the final campaign mission for the Witch Queen. Now to gain access to weekly missions, you'll need to upgrade Finch over in the Throne World, and these are excellent sources of Ascendant Alloy on Hero, Legend and Master difficulty. It's also a source of Pinnacle loot, so if you still find yourself on the Pinnacle grind, make sure to jump into the Ritual upon this week's weekly reset. Now moving on to the Wellspring. Wellspring will rotate around to Wellspring Defend on Tuesday's weekly reset, and it will be offering the Father Sins sniper rifle. So if you're still chasing down some of the weapon patterns to craft some of these weapons, then the sniper rifle will be available on Tuesday's reset. But if you're looking for the Tarnation and Come to Pass so you can get your hands on your exotic glaives, then the Come to Pass is available on Wednesday this week, with the Tarnation in rotation on Thursday. So as we said, if you find yourself stuck on this critical step to get your exotic glaives, then those are the days to jump into Wellspring to get your hands on those weapon patterns. Now moving on to some of the seasonal content, and we have a new Legend PsiOps Battlegrounds. This week can be found over in the Cosmodrome, and we'll need to be seeking out Light Hoarders as part of this week's weekly challenges. We'll be covering those off later in the video, but if you're looking for some of those higher pieces of seasonal armor, then PsiOps and Legend PsiOps are definitely the activity to consider. We made a full guide showing you how to get your hands on high stat armor, so if you want to find out more, I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now moving on to the rest of the weekly rituals, we have a new Nightfall for week 6. This is the Birthplace of the Vile, a brand new strike and Nightfall for Season of the Risen. Now Grandmaster and Adept weapons will be available upon next week's weekly reset, But as for the weapon this week, the only weapon we haven't seen so far this season in rotation is the Palindrome Hand Cannon. Now last week was a combination of the Plug 1 and also the Duty Bound, with the seasonal challenge guaranteeing a Duty Bound each time. But with the Palindrome eluding us up until now, it's entirely possible we could see the Palindrome upon this week's weekly reset. Now moving on from Nightfalls and over to the Crucible, Momentum Control will be in rotation this week. It's a perfect opportunity to catch up on some of those Crucible weekly challenges. So if you haven't got some of those done and are slacking like I am, then make sure to jump into Momentum Control to get some of those challenges done. Now as for bonus ranks this week, this will be found in Trials of Osiris, and this week we'll see Trials Labs return, with Zone Capture return to the Trials of Osiris event. It's also entirely possible we could see a new map with Zone Capture control applied, so if you're looking for Trials loot, or you just want to earn some of those quick Trials ranks to get some of those guaranteed rolls from Saint 14 over in the tower, then be sure to jump into Trials of Osiris upon Friday's daily reset. Now this brings us nicely onto the seasonal and weekly challenges for week 6 in Season of the Risen, and there's only 5 seasonal challenges this week. One of those is called Legendary PsiOperative 2, and you need to complete the PsiOps Battleground Cosmodrome on the Legend difficulty, and you'll be able to access this via the Director node over in the Helm. And this is alongside the Light Reclaimer 2, and you'll need to defeat Light Hoarders in PsiOps Battlegrounds over in the Cosmodrome. Now both of those challenges offer additional insight, allowing us to do 2 upgrades to our war table over in the Helm, so make sure to get those 2 challenges done to get some of those upgrades underway. Alongside those we also have Apex Armorer, and here you need to masterwork a piece of armor, and that's alongside Absolutely Stunning, and here you need to simply stun champions in any activity. And the final challenge for this week is called Done and Dusty, and here you need to acquire the Done and Dusty ornament for the Reckless Endangerment shotgun. The Reckless Endangerment is the pinnacle weapon for this season and can be earned via any playlist. And once you've earned the weapon, the ornament itself will be available via the second reset with that vendor. You'll need to jump into the Crucible and earn those packages to upgrade Lord Shaxx to get your hands on the Done and Dusty ornament. Now next we're going to take a look at the lost sectors for the up and coming week. Now upon this week's weekly reset on Tuesday, if you head over to the Aphelian's Rest in a Dreaming City, you'll be able to get your hands on some exotic gauntlets. As for Wednesday, you'll be able to head over to the Bay of Drowned Wishes, also in a Dreaming City, for those exotic chest pieces. But if it's helmets that you're after, then you'll need to wait till Thursday and head over to the Chamber of Starlight, once again over in a Dreaming City. Friday sees us head over to the Moon and the K1 Revelation to get your hands on those exotic boots. But if it's gauntlets once again that you're seeking, then on Saturday you'll be able to head over to the K1 Crew Quarters once again on the Moon. As for Sunday, you'll be able to head over to the K1 Logistics and earn those exotic chest pieces, with the final lost sector for the week being found over in the Metamorphosis, which is in the Throne World, and this once again will be offering exotic helmets. So depending on which type of exotic armor piece that you're seeking, be sure to plan your week accordingly and jump into those lost sectors where you can. And finally, this brings us on to one of the most important parts of the week, and that's what Tess has available for Bright Dust in week 6 of Season of the Risen. Now over in the main featured shelf we have the Winning Streak, an exotic sparrow that was introduced in Season of the Risen and forms part of a cosmetic set. If you picked up the ship last week, then be sure to pick up the sparrow, and this will set you back 2,500 Bright Dust. That's alongside Saint's Invocation, an exotic ship that was introduced in Season of Dawn. So if you missed out on this way back then and want this in your collection, this will set you back 2,000 Bright Dust. That's alongside the Ketch Flying Entrance, a legendary transmat effect introduced in Season of the Hunt, and you can add this to your collection for 450 Bright Dust. And that's alongside Trinity, a brand new shader introduced in Season of the Risen, and this will set you back 300 Bright Dust. So if you like the look of my Warlock and the colour scheme on it, then be sure to add this to your collection. Now over in the main Bright Dust store we have the Wiggle Worm exotic emote. Now this is one of my personal favourites, and you can pick this up for 3,250 Bright Dust. That's alongside the Rover Shell, a new exotic ghost introduced this season. This also forms part of a cosmetic set, so if you want to collect this will set you back 2,850 Bright Dust. Next we have the SK1 Multiband Rover. This was introduced in Season of Arrivals, so if you like the look of this or missed out on it back then, this will set you back 2,500 Bright Dust. That's alongside Saint's Vocation, another Saint ship. This one though was introduced in Season of the Worthy, so once again if you missed out on it, this will set you back 2,000 Bright Dust. Now next up we have Universal Armor Ornaments, and these are for the new cosmetic set for Season of the Risen. This week is the boots, and these are available for each and every class in the game. Now each pair of boots will set you back 1,200 Bright Dust, so be sure to pay Tess a visit with each class if you're looking to pick them all up. Now next we have the Splinter Ghost Projection, a unique ghost projection introduced in Season of the Hunt, and this will set you back 1,500 Bright Dust this week. And the final item on offer is called the Logic, and this is an exotic weapon ornament for the Lament exotic sword. If the Lament is one of your favourite weapons, or even if it isn't, then be sure to pick up this exotic ornament, and this will set you back 1,250 Bright Dust this week. So there we have it, guys, a good look at everything that you can expect for week 6 in Season of the Risen. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.